Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the 2017 IRF Senior World Championships. Tim Baghurst taking over from Mel West. Hopefully I don't break anything. This is a combined division between 35, 40, and 45 women. So what happens typically is they play a round-robin format, and then medals are broken down by age category. There is also a combined medal as well. It looks like we're joining this match possibly at the end. We are in Albuquerque, New Mexico in the United States. It has been held here for many, many years. We used to have the Senior World Championship split between singles and doubles traveled around the world. And then a few years ago, the two were combined for singles and doubles. About 200 players here from over a dozen countries. Five days of matches. This is day 4. We're nearing the end. We're into the mixed doubles, which are about to start. That's the last division of the day. Tremendous amount of activity, tremendous amount of effort from a lot of people here. Midtown Sports and Wellness. Also the University of New Mexico, where we've played many matches. And also downtown New Mexico. A group went down there and played matches last night because we were running behind schedule. So matches have been played all over Albuquerque this week, but this is the main facility. There are 2 squash courts. There are 4 racquetball courts, and then there are an additional 2 courts which are combined, i.e. the back wall can be moved forward for squash or moved back for racquetball. Hope you're enjoying this coverage. This is the first time we've been able to stream live from these championships. We'll have all these matches available online over the next few weeks. In fact, we'll have the YouTube channel with all of the streaming up for quite some time, but we'll break it down and post each individual match over the next few weeks. It looks like that was game 2, and I think we're starting game 3 now. Came in late, so apologies. I don't know who is playing, nor do I know the score, but we'll try and keep you up to date, and maybe you can follow along as well. Play is to 11 in pool play or round-robin format. Players must play 3 games to 11, irrespective of how many games they win. They must play 3 games, and points are accumulated over the course of the 5 days. You earn points for the number of points you've won, you earn points for the number of games you've won, and you earn points for the number of matches you've won. A total possible points over 3 games is 49. 33 points for points won, 9 points for games won, 3 points a game, and then 7 points for the match. What this means is that players must continue to play through game 3 and try hard, because ultimately medals can be decided by just a few points at the end of the 5 days. That was 2 bounces. A little confusion there, but the first point is on the board, 1 serving 0. Make that 2.
And we're going to skip one.
Wow. Got a bit lucky there. In November, the Junior World Championships will be held in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Very excited about that. It's going to be a lot of representation from around the world. I know Ireland and are bringing a large contingent. Looking forward to seeing them there. And then next April, March or April, dates are not yet confirmed, we will be in Temuco, Chile for the Pan American Championships. And then next summer, the one that many people are looking forward to, the World Championships to be held in China. Again, dates for that have not yet been confirmed, but if you follow our Facebook page, International Racquetball Federation, bad skip there, International Racquetball Federation, or our website, internationalracquetball.com, you can follow along with all the tournament activity and all the racquetball related news as it pertains to international events. Oh, not quite there. This is a tremendous tournament. If you've never been here, you need to come at least once. I really encourage you to do so. It's a lot of fun. Lots of matches. Tournament director Gary Mazeroff is famous for creating brackets that result in a lot of matches. But you can see these ladies are enjoying themselves. And I encourage you to come out and try it out. If you're 30 and above, 35 and above, come on out, give it a try. We saw this morning a 95-year-old match. It was incredible. It's a big skip on the front. Especially in the combined divisions, we do see a wide range of skill levels. Nice pass down the right side. Little discussion about the score. High lob Z to the right side. Oh, great pickup from her partner. But a nice pass down the left side. Seem to be in control. The group serving, the pair. I expect we'll see some mixed doubles coming up next.
So this will be on tomorrow? It's on YouTube. I can go to YouTube. Oh, but when it's downloaded. What?
Yeah. It's live and then it will be saved on there. Sorry about that.
You just go to Ireland.
Two bounces, yeah. Oh, great pickup. Oh, she didn't make it. Looks like she's injured possibly. Yeah, you can see that left knee is strapped heavily. Not moving very well. You can see she's struggling on the left side. If I'm team serving, that's where I'm going to be aiming most of my shots. Make her move her feet. Oh, but that cracked out on the right side. Lots of people around me. Some players are finished with their tournament. I mentioned the round robin. Some of the divisions had pool play, where the top two in each pool advanced to a semifinal. Others, it was a quarterfinal. And I'm joined in the booth by USAR. Oh, we'll let this finish. Hold on. USAR board member Joanne Pomodoro. Thanks for joining us.
Well, thanks for having me. This is a great thing to see. I usually hear you on the computer, but now I get to see in action. It's an amazing tournament. Thanks for filming it for everybody live.
Well, we have to thank Mel West, who brought up and all the equipment and has done most of the work. I've been on the courts, but
that's great.
Tell me a little bit about why you come to the World Seniors.
So I've been coming for about, over 15 years. And one of the main reasons I come is because most of the top age group women come here. But more so because I have friends that I met here 15 years ago, and we come to this every year to meet again. So I've made so many wonderful friends for life, and we all know each other and our families, and we stay connected throughout the year. But this is also a tournament about sportsmanship because there are no refs. So, sometimes the calls aren't so great, but most of the time it's pretty good. And the competition in the men's division, too, is incredible. It's so deep. And seeing you play for the first time is incredible. So,
thanks.
Yeah. Gary and his team do a great job.
They really do, and we want to thank them. Every year they put this together. And one of the challenges is that it's at more than one club, and so people are getting shuttled here and there, and it requires a lot of organization and effort from everybody here, and we really appreciate what they do.
From the transportation, getting everybody on the courts, to how many courts now? We've got 3 clubs we play at, but they make do. They make it happen, and I don't know how they do it, but they do. And we had a great turnout this year. I think we had, 185? We had some dropouts, but 185, I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah, and it's actually increased over the last 3 years, and I think part of that is just the visibility that the IRF now has on social media and on the website, where people know about it now, and we have people coming who come for the first time and then start coming regularly, right. Me included.
Right.
So, in terms of your perspective, one of the things I notice about the World Seniors is, as you mentioned, just kind of the friendship and the self-refereeing, which can be a challenge, and we really don't often have issues like that. Why should somebody say, you know what, instead of going to this tournament or that tournament, I need to try the World Seniors? What's the draw that causes you and me and so many others to just say, you know what, this one's on my calendar first?
Well, first of all, you pay a lot of money to go to tournaments. When you come here, you're guaranteed to play because most of the divisions have flights around robins. So you're guaranteed to play up to Saturday. Most tournaments, especially in the senior divisions, you're not guaranteed that. So if you're out on the first day, Thursday or Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday, you have to stay there and you can't go home because of your flights. But here, you play until the last day, and that's what's good about it because no one's out. It's a point system sometimes, so no one's out until the very end.
And there's a unique point system. I already explained a little bit about it, where you're playing and you can't give up. You can't
Never.
just I'm done here. And the reality is that the matches all count towards the total, and it just forces everybody to try so hard.
Right. Every point counts, and especially if it's a round robin without a playoff. Unfortunately, it's the points that will make the difference, but a game to 11, you have to start out really fast, and you have to train for that before you come here. Besides the altitude, you have to train for 3 games to 11 and play a few matches like that. That's the difference, too, I think, is the altitude. People have to consider that. But it's a beautiful place. Nothing like Albuquerque or where you can travel around. You can get to a lot of places.
Yeah, absolutely. And some of the players have, played one division instead of 2, or the crazy ones who play 3, but have used that of I've got one match a day, and then I go and play a golf in the afternoon, or I go hiking or whatever it is, and really make a vacation out of it rather than this is all or nothing, I'm a racquetball player.
Right. And, people are playing for pride here. There's no money here. There's no, there's a medal, but people play for pride. And if you lose 2 games and you're going to play for the 3rd, you're going to win that one for pride. And if you give up at that point, then shame on you. Because that's what you find out what you're made of between the altitude and playing 3 games to 11. I think it's a great way to learn how to be disciplined, how to be a smart player, and how to compete.
We're just as an FYI, we're just waiting for the next match to start. I believe it's a mixed doubles. Could be a good one. I hope it is. So we'll just leave it live. And one of the things that I love about this tournament is so many internationals come.
Right.
And again, it's an expense. You've got to come from another country, and yet we see Guatemalans every year. We see so many from Mexico every year. Bolivia, not so many this year, but I've been told they're coming next year. And we have Chile here. We have Costa Rica here. We have, England.
And Italy.
And Italy and Japan and Ireland and I could go on. Germany is here. It's so neat seeing so many different cultures coming and playing, and sometimes they bring their own style of racquetball as well. Talk to me a little bit about your experiences of what you've seen over the last decade or so.
Sometimes there's a language barrier. Once you get through those kind of things, I think that the idea of playing someone from a different country, where else do you get to do that? The styles might be a little different, but I think in the end, it's the psychology of competing, how to handle three games to 11, how to focus on that, how to play against other people that don't speak your language. But I don't know. It's like everyone has a great time. You meet in the tavern after, and everyone's laughing. No one understands a lot, but it's just You have to be here to really know what it's like to be here. It's just a great experience, and it's recognized as Senior World. And there is, if anyone thinks that old players are down and out, that's so wrong, because you see these 80-year-old guys playing, the women playing, and they deserve so much credit for keeping this game going.
And they're not just playing;
No.
they're actually
Oh,
playing.
they're competing. I hope I run like that when I'm their age, and I'm close to it. So, but I have to go play a match. So it was great to be able to join you. Everyone, you should consider coming here. Anyone that's come will tell you that, and I look forward to seeing everybody out here. And thanks for doing this. I appreciate
Our pleasure, our pleasure. Well, Joanne, thanks for joining us. We're going to turn off the mics. I need to reset a battery on one of the cameras so that we can have more than one view. And we'll leave the stream live for the moment, and we'll be right back with you.
Sitting right there, and her husband, she was sitting right there. She's the heavier.
Oh, yeah.
She's the pretty girl in the white t-shirt. He's to hear any minute. Yeah,
They're here?
Yeah. He's not. She is. Yeah, he got off work at 6. He was already at the home driving here, and she said they live 5 minutes away. Okay. Serve it up. Be safe. Oh, heck yeah. We're here to have fun. All right. I'm going to edit down to just the ones that I want.
Welcome back, everybody. Tim Baghurst, International Racquetball Federation. We are starting a mixed doubles, 35 to 45 division. This is a round robin. This is my understanding. And we'll have one more match after this. You'll want to stay for it. A couple people you might recognize if you play tournaments in the United States. Howard Walker, Sandy Rios being one of those teams. So this is interesting. We have a split. Normally you see males playing males on the side, but not in this case. Zero serving zero. But a big skip, didn't move his feet. Whole body facing the front wall. Just slapped at it. Zero serving one. You can see the server. I apologize, I don't know who she is, but she's limping. Left knee heavily bandaged. Half out. And a skip. We're playing at about 5,100 feet above sea level. It's hard to describe until you hear how the ball flies. There's a nice little shot on the left side, capitalizing on that lack of movement. And it could be short if they keep doing this. And the team in the back seem a little lethargic. Need to get the ball into the backcourt. Boast a squash shot, sidewall to front wall. And casual, but it worked. And right now it's pretty easy. Servers, I believe, are from California. The receivers are from here in New Mexico. Soft hands. Oh, great recovery. But it didn't matter. They're cruising right now, the Californians. And there's the first game. 11-0, 11-1. I'm not sure. It looks like they're just going to get back into it. Oh, he skipped it. He was there. It's a great serve. Unreturnable. 2-0. Another good serve. 3-0. And nice hands. Well, if you're in the team in the back, to make this a game, you've got to get your opponents in the back. And right now, they're going for too much. Thought he had that one, but he just missed it. I'm not really sure what that was about.
Everybody knows Joe.
0-5, I believe, is the score. Half out. Five days of competition. Lots of matches for these, and you can see that, oh, that was dangerous. That's a safety holdup. Sometimes you get mismatches across the age groups. As you can see, this one, you've got 35s, 40s, and 45s all competing together. But medals are generally won in the age category that you're playing. And then there's a combined category, so somebody will win gold for 35 to 49. Good shot on the right side. 5-1, I think, is the score. And it's just easy right now for the pair from California. Again, too much, going for it. Simple ceiling ball or something to get their opponents into the backcourt. Short serve. And you can see where most of the points are being won, right up at the front of the court. And there's game two. Looks like 11-1 was the score for that one. This is a round robin, so I'll go straight into game three. Very good shot. Straight down the line. Watch how late he brings up his racket. The result's a skip. He needs to get his racket up. He knows what shot he wants to take, so he needs to get his racket up and ready to receive it. But you can see he waits till the last minute. And then it's a bit loose. Another skip. Not happy with himself, you can see. There's a good pass. Half out. I finally did something, she says. Well, it's great that even though they're outclassed right now, they're still laughing, they're still enjoying themselves, and that's one of the great things about the World Seniors. Unless you've been here, you just don't understand the camaraderie that goes on, even amongst competitors, where you fight for every point on the court, but then off it, you spend time with each other. It's also great to see players from different countries playing together in doubles. Not quite. Oh my goodness. Managed to get out of the way of his own ball. You can see he's enjoying himself. That's great. Just a reminder, we have one match coming up. I believe it's the 55 or 60 plus mixed division. I've been promised a good match, close one at least. We'll see. Hope you stick with us for that. I suspect it's going to be highly competitive. They're on the board, he says. YouTube. Just go to YouTube and look for international basketball.
What do I see posted? What do I see?
Howard Walker getting ready for his match. That's what we'll be streaming. He wanted the link and reminder that we're on YouTube, and please share the feed with others. Let's try and get racquetball spread around the world. Another good shot. And they're cruising right now. Writing's on the wall. Let's see if they can close it out here. Oh, great get. Oh, my goodness. And there it is, everyone. Okay, we're going to leave the stream going. I have to change out a battery camera while the next match comes up. I hope you stay for it. I think it's going to be a very good one. But for now, Tim Baghurst signing off. Again, thanks for watching.
outside are good, and I think going back to the ceiling will be good. But yeah.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the International Racquetball Federation Senior World Championships 2017. My name is Tim Baghurst, and I hope you're enjoying this live streaming and this free coverage of racquetball here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. We're about to start our final match of the evening. It's a mixed doubles 55 plus. We've been promised it'll be a good one. Mohan? How do I say Mohan? Mohan. And I'm joined as a guest commentator by Raj Mohan,
Hi, Tim.
India Racquetball.
How is it going?
It's going well. I'm looking forward to this one. Howard Walker, as you can see on the right of the screen, is well known here at the World Seniors as well as around the United States, and I think he's excited to be on the live stream.
It is. He is. And then there we have Sandy Rios, who just turned 35 on Monday, so she's excited and pumped.
And happy birthday to her.
Yes. And then we do have a celebrity among us. The legendary Anita King is sitting there.
Who traveled up just to watch this tournament. She was a longtime participant for many years, very successful here at the Senior World Championships.
I've had numerous battles with her for the 35 mixed, and she is one tough opponent.
Not sure what the delay is. They're over at the tournament desk talking about something.
They're receiving a new game ball.
Anita knows we're talking about her. We love you, Anita. Great number of competitors here at the International Racquetball Federation, over 15 countries, 180 plus players. It's been growing over the last few years. More and more players are coming as first timers, and then, Raj, we're starting to see them coming again and again.
Exactly. And every time they come back, they get better and better, because the first time they come to World Seniors, they're not aware of what kind of tournament this is. This is one of the toughest tournaments you can play here.
And why do you say that?
It's mentally challenging because the format is different than the other racquetball tournaments. You are going to play 3 games to 11, regardless if you win or lose. And then you would add the points up, and that's what's going to count towards gold, silver, and bronze. So, in other words, every point you win or lose will count against you or for you towards the end of the tournament.
And we've seen people win and lose medals based on 1 or 2 points over 5 days of matches. It's incredible.
And then if you lose by 1 or 2 points, you're going to sit and think, oh, only if I did not skip that shot.
There's a great pass down the right side.
And that's the beauty of this tournament, and that's why we have people coming back and trying to win the gold.
One thing I don't like about Howard's swing, sorry Howard, you're going to hear this, is he brings up his racket late and then has a little hitch to it, especially on the forehand. And you can see right there how late he brought up his racket. Sandy on the front court skips it into the floor. That's a point.
Then we have Levi Barunda from Albuquerque on the other side.
Matthews. Diane. Oh my gosh. Anita.
Yes.
The one that's right in front of you.
Nice drive from Sandy, but the forehand shot was too powerful.
Not familiar with their opponents.
Oh, you're not?
No.
Oh. So the person in blue is Levi Baruna. He is from Albuquerque, and his entire family. His wife, state champion, New Mexico. His daughter, state champion. And all these other kids, they're all coming up, great players.
That was a big skip. And his partner?
I don't know his partner. It's the first time I'm seeing her at this tournament.
I think she was here last year, but
Yeah, I was sitting out for 2 years. So.
beautiful shot down the right side. Half out. Left-handed player that gives her an advantage. That'll be a replay. We don't see too many avoidable hinders called here at World Seniors.
No, so far I haven't seen any called.
Well,
Maybe in very few matches, but very rarely in mixed. It's usually a replay. Yesterday we did have some very intense mixed matches going on at the other club. Beautiful pass.
now you've been very successful as a doubles player here, both in men's and mixed. What's kind of the secret to doubles compared to singles?
The secret to doubles for me is there is another person dependent on you. So the amount of effort you're going to put in, or the will to come back, although you're down, is unbelievable in doubles. You might be down. I mean, I can reference a lot of games against Anita King, who's laughing. She knows what we're talking about. Where we were down 8-0. Or, for example, in this tournament, we were down 10-1 and we came back and won 11-10. So it's the other person who keeps encouraging you. And it's a very, very big motivating factor. In singles, whereas it's just you and it's your own mental game. And if your opponent, I mean, Tim is excellent at that. If you break your opponent, it takes a lot to come back. But if you can't get back with the 2 timeouts you have, this game's over because this is only till 11.
And it's important to have that partner who you can communicate with and trust as well, and
Yes.
knowing that they're going to be here because I'm over here.
Exactly.
And we've seen some instances where, players have run into each other and both calling for it and all these things. And a lot of it is because sometimes these players don't play each other until they come to one of these tournaments.
Exactly. Some of them click at the very first time. Actually, very few do. And then some, it takes them a while. I think the men's 45, Mike Grizz and Karen, they are a first-time couple playing together, and they've been playing excellent ball so far.
Not quite able to get there. And, two great singles players don't always make a great pair in doubles. I think that's fair to say.
That is very true, because in doubles, the first thing you have to accept is your own limitations and trust it to your partner. And
Well said.
until then, if you cannot accept that your partner has these great shots and you don't have these shots, that is the key to doubles,
Lots of ceiling. And a big skip on the right side. Half out. It's good to see them laughing and smiling in there. It's very competitive. There's a lot at stake in these matches, as you mentioned, as round robin. It's crucial that you get as many points as possible. But we still have fun.
Yes, we do. A lot of times, them laughing is just not to show their anger, or it's also deceiving. It's not always, always friendly. It's also a tactic, If you don't see if the other person is tired, that's what, a lot of times I laugh, I smile, although, I am panting and inside, but as soon as you show your weak point, they're going to come after you.
Well, you saw 35-year-old Rios hit the floor there, trying to pick up that ball. It was a great get.
And as you see, she is ready to dive and go for it. She has the knee pads on.
Just quite a competitor. Oh, but she skips that one. Had her feet set, didn't move. Just kind of flapped at it.
This is the 55, right?
We have Damien from Arizona saying hello to everybody. I think he's a Howard Walker and Sandy supporter.
And while you're thinking of it, please do us a favor and just share the feed with others. Let's kind of spread the sport around the world. Reminder, we have the last round of matches tomorrow, followed by a banquet and a medal ceremony. A lot of the matches tomorrow will be for gold medal, although some were decided today. Normally, Director Gary Mazeroff sets up the top seed and second seed to play each other on the last day, and it makes for some spectacular racquetball.
But then you never know what happens during the week, and Friday becomes a very, very important day because it could be a make-break day for any division. Going back to the first question that Tim asked about why it's so tough, if you lose a game 11-0, although you might be number one, next thing you know, you're on number 3 spot.
Oh, she couldn't quite get there. It was so close. What a great rally. Yeah, and it's important to just keep going. Even if you lose that first game, or even if you lose the first 2, sometimes that third game can really be the difference maker. And even for myself this week, winning a couple of those third games, even losing a match, keeps you in it because you're taking points away from your opponent as well.
It's not only you taking points away, you gain points, but also when you get that 1 point against a good player, you walk out confident into the next match. It's a difference between losing all 3 games and losing 2-1. So it's very important to get that 1-game victory so that you can come back strong and fight another battle. That was a great get from Howard Walker. But he cut off Sandy, but
he's asking if there would be a replay, if she wanted a replay. She said no. I had the fortune, or we might put a miss in front of the fortune, of playing with Howard at the national singles in May. Lost in the final of Open to one Rocky Carson. That was fun, though.
That was a great shot by Howard.
Why didn't he do that when I played with him? Sorry, Howard. Great get. Oh, no, it was down. Not sure what the score is. It's very hard to hear in that court.
Thank you for the support. Always. Yes, bro. I know.
They seem to be going back and forth.
Thank you, Mickey. You did great.
Well, it's an interesting dynamic because you have a male playing on the left and a male playing on the right, and typically what you see is the males will play on the backhand and play each other, and the females on the forehand and play each other. But here we've got a left-handed female, and so it's changed the dynamic slightly.
It is. Sandy is very strong on the forehand. As you see, Howard has these excellent shots on the backhand, so they did not switch, but the lady on the left-hand side is doing very well against the male servers. I think it's game point.
Oh, through the legs, not quite. Very hard to get it past Sandy Rios on the right side. She's very consistent. Not quite. No replay.
Great serve, great return.
There's a good shot. Now, Raj, you represent India, have done so since 2010, I think, when I first met you.
That was our first.
And looking forward to Beijing, well, not Beijing, but China next year.
Me too. it's going to be exciting. The Indian team has grown over the last few years, and it's been very competitive at the qualifiers. So we're looking forward this year, especially, or next year, for China. Hoping to see good results. It's the first time. Last year I played, 2 years ago I played with Rajiv at the World Seniors. We lost to
Me.
yeah.
Sorry.
I know. I was just trying to phrase it nicely. Yeah. We lost to Alok and Tim in the finals, and this year I'm playing with Alok. And Rajiv has been playing he's been playing very well this year. So that's why it's going to be exciting for us. Hoping to get the best team possible and then represent over there in
Well,
China.
a reminder as well that, a lot of people don't realize that they could represent a country without necessarily thinking about it. So, if you have a parent, for example, who is from a specific country, you may be eligible to compete for that country.
Yes.
Or a birth certificate, passport, things like that. So if you're watching and you have an interest in representing not necessarily the country where you live, but the country where maybe a parent is from or where you were born, reach out to the International Racquetball Federation. It's just internationalracquetball.com, or of course on Facebook, just send us a message and we'll be happy to give you more information.
And we have quite a few people who showed up after 2010 with representing with a parent or both parents. Sometimes we have, England
Yeah.
for one. Then we have Tony from Nigeria. A few other people who came up.
I heard today that there's going to be a representative from Mauritius there next
Yes.
year. We had Ukraine a couple years ago, and so we do see some different countries, and it just depends on getting the word out, because a lot of people don't realize that they could be representing a country at an international tournament, which is, I think you and I can both agree is an incredible experience.
It is a great experience. You'll get a chance to see the top players of all the countries of the world. I know till last year, a few years ago, we did have the Friendship Cup going on at the World Championships. It is a side tournament from the main draw, so it's a very fun tournament to play if they have it again this year, the Friendship Cup, because everybody from all ages. It's usually not the pros, but it's highly entertaining. Looks like that was first game for Howard Walker and Sandy Rios.
Yeah, I would continue with that and say that we do have it. It's called the Challenger Division,
Yeah.
and I've been fortunate to have played in it a couple of times at various events, Pan American Championships, for example. So you don't necessarily have to qualify for your national team to still kind of be in that environment of an international competition, and it's so much fun watching all of these professionals from around the world, and a lot of times we just think about the ones competing on the IRT and the WRT and the LPRT, but there's a lot of quality players who don't play on professionally just because of the cost and the travel. Bolivia, Japan, Korea, those kind of countries.
That's very true. But also, when you go and play against that high caliber level of players, you start playing better. I remember the first time when I was there, I didn't play as good as I'm playing now, but the game was elevated for for some reason. You just are in that vibe, in that mood that you want to perform, you give your best. You might never play as good as a certain match you played over there ever again in your life, but you will remember those matches.
Well, there's something to be said for representing your country.
Yes.
And it makes you try harder, and it makes you take it more seriously and be a little bit more professional. So it looks like we're ready for game number 2. A reminder, there's 3 games to 11. Points total, if a team wins all 3 games, they earn 49 points. They earn 33 points for winning the points in those 3 games. They earn 9 points for winning 3 games, 3 points per game, and then they win 7 points for winning the match. So in theory, a team can lose 2 games and still be within a couple, 2-3 points of the other if they're able to win that 3rd game the underdog is able to win that third game very decisively.
Looks like they're getting ready to play.
I couldn't see that. It looked like it was good. Although how would I know if I just said I didn't see it?
So the mixed doubles 55 plus is a double round robin.
So they play each other twice.
There are a total of 3 teams. I think one team forfeited because of an injury. And in their first encounter, Sandy Rios and Howard Walker, they won 2-1 against the exact same team. So they're technically playing for the gold right now.
Well, right now it's advantage the servers, having won the first game. Not quite. Another skip.
So let's talk about the men's 35 division. If you guys look at the points, Alan Hernandez has 234 points total. Jay Munoz, who's number 2, is 230. So
basically what you're saying is Alan has a 4-point lead after, 7 matches?
Yes.
And they're playing each other tomorrow. And so essentially they're going to have to probably play 3 games.
They have to play 3 games. The only catch is Jay cannot lose a game with a big difference, or Alan cannot lose a game with a big difference. Then it's over. So it is close. I know they've played each other before.
That's right. Last year, Munoz won silver and Hernandez won bronze. And I'm at fault in part for this differential because like you were talking about earlier, I played my doubles partner this afternoon, and he won the first 2 11-5, 11-5, but I came back and won the third game 11-3, I think, or 11-4, and so it really cost him on that points and hasn't given him the advantage he could have had going into the final day.
That is true. Yeah, if you look at the games, Alan has won 14 and lost only 1, whereas Jay won 12, lost 3, but there's only a 4-point difference.
And it's because of that huge differential in that third game today.
And then if you look at number 3, it's you, Tim. You won 12, lost 6, but there's only a 5-point difference between you and Jay.
Oh my! Well, that's because he has 1 more to play.
He has 1 more to play. Yes, you did play 6. That's something.
Bronze for me. I'll take it. It was a very, very tough draw this year.
Yes, the 4th place is Rodrigo. He is 25 points behind Tim.
And here's a great example because the first day of competition, he actually beat me.
He did. That was your first loss.
And it was the first match that we played, and he won the first 2, and I won the third. And winning that third, I won 11-3, and it gave me a lot of points and took a lot away from him. And so it's just that it's not over. It's not over. And sometimes at major tournaments in single elimination and things, you can go, and oh, what a great get. We'll let this finish. Oh, wow, she crushed it. Kill shot. Great hustle from her. Yeah, you go to a major tournament, and it may be single elimination, and you're done on the first day. Whereas this is, no, you can still keep going. There's still hope, and you fight your way through.
That is true. Well, we just got a response from Damien. He says, damn, 3 points, because those were the points difference between, 4 years ago, between myself, Damien, and Alok. That was the difference between 1, 2, and 3.
Wow.
I won by 1 point. Damien was second, and Alok was down. The difference was 3, so that's how close it got.
Wow.
And it was decided at the very, very end.
Well, if you're interested, if you're 35 or over, you should come to this tournament. It's such a unique experience. It's definitely one I put on my calendar first, and a lot of people here do. So certainly consider coming to this tournament and experiencing the fun and the drama and the competitiveness that we see every match.
Also, once in a while, you'll see a 30-plus division introduced in these tournaments. So also have an eye out for that.
We
This-
did it. We did it once. You and I.
We were the first team to win the 30-plus into the World Seniors. They had, again, this year's division. Gary Mazroff and Tim Cohen are the 30-plus champions.
Oh, Gary, 30 going on 18.
That was the opening match of this tournament, which was on Saturday. Or Sunday, sorry. They played Sunday.
Wow, the pair in the back seem to be in control of this match so far. Won the first game. Can't quite hear the score. One of the cool things, Raj, that we have this week is a court mic, which has been a lot of fun.
Yes.
Oh, man. Took one in the face, Howard Walker. He looks okay.
Nobody cared.
I think this year, one of the toughest draws is the men's singles 50.
Oh, it's huge, isn't it?
It's huge. It has a total number of 14 participants, so it's a double. They have two flights of round robins.
So they have two pools.
They have two pools, and then they have a tournament.
Playoff.
A playoff that's going to start tomorrow. So that is 6 matches during the day, during the whole week, and then you have a playoff. So, and the playoff is single elimination. So it is not only a mental battle throughout the week, and then at the end it becomes a physical battle to try to win that tournament.
Yeah, that is a tough draw. Oh, great pickup off the back wall.
Yeah, it looks like the top 8 players, top 4 from each pool, they qualify.
So there will be 3 matches tomorrow for 2 people.
Yes.
Oh, great wide angle pass over on the left side. I think that's how they're going to win, because Sandy Rios on the right side is able to get that down the line. So you got to catch Howard kind of creeping up into the middle. Really, really nice shot. High lob Z.
And they've been playing together for a while, Sandy and Howard. So they know each other's games.
Skip that time, though. You see her, she's annoyed with herself. Very emotional. Tells herself to bend her knees. Sticking with that high lob. It's a good serve.
Great
Nice
finish.
kill shot that time. It was loose, though. Gave her the setup she wanted. She put it down, half out.
That's not true. That's not true. They play golf too.
What a pinch. There we go, 7-3.
Now, Tim, the youngest player in this tournament is 30. Then we also have the oldest division, which is 85 and 95 plus.
And we saw that earlier today, and I think we got a little tape of that, and it's always incredible to see 95-year-olds on a racquetball court competing, and not just standing there,
No.
literally moving around the court, taking smart shots. It's just so fun to watch, and if you haven't seen that, we'll put some of that up on Facebook in the next few days. But what a great advertisement for racquetball as a lifetime sport.
It is. I mean, if you combine, there are two players who are 95 plus. It's almost 2 centuries of racquetball in there, and it's great to watch. And currently, the person leading that division is Lake Westphal, and he is 95 plus.
It was funny. I was speaking to him earlier this week, and he was watching a match, and he said, you know, those two guys on the court, he said, if you combine their age, I'm still 20 years older than they are. Good shot from Walker, half out. Skip ball, side out. Kind of waited for the ball to come to her. Didn't move her feet.
And then now for the women's, I think we have the 65 plus, the 70 plus,
Beautiful kill shot on the right side.
and then the 75 plus. 5 people, 5 women are playing, and it's pretty close. The top 2 are, there's a 1 point difference.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
So get out here and play next year, I think is the lesson. I mean, it doesn't matter what age you are. It even doesn't really matter what skill level you are. It's more, I mean, people mainly come for the opportunity to spend time with other racquetball fans. And yeah, competition can be fierce, but it's not always. Oh my goodness, did he make that? I think he did.
Yeah, he did. Well, we have Gary Mazeroff, men's doubles, 30-plus champion.
Yes, another
30,
title. I'm excited.
30 going 18. First 30-plus gold medal for Gary Mazeroff. He's won pretty much every age division he's played in. He's a veteran competitor. And Gary, thanks so much for running this tournament for so many years. It's so much fun.
Pleasure, Tim. We hope we can continue to do it.
So how long have you been playing racquetball, Gary?
Started, first time I played was 1968, so do the math.
50 years? It took you 50 years to win the 30 division, huh?
Just counting. Well worth the wait. Right?
Exactly, you won it. That's all that matters.
Is this a YouTube production?
It is.
Excellent, excellent. I'd like to say hello to all our YouTube subscribers here at New Mexico Sports and Wellness in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Who are we watching? Anita King, Levi Barunda,
Howard Walker and Howard Walker. It's game 2 right now.
New Mexico and Texas.
Oh, Howard, where are you going was a comment I heard in the crowd there. And then a big skip. And we are joined by IRF Hall of Famer, tournament director, commissioner, officials, Gary Mazeroff. Gary, you've been running this tournament for over 20 years, and we've started to see, especially in the last couple of years, it growing back and more players coming. What's the draw? Why do people come?
Word of mouth. We this is the 33rd year, 1985, its first year. In 1991, Tim, we had 403 players. We had 104 women. But with the evolution of the club industry, it certainly has affected racquetball. So the infrastructure's changed, and now the number of courts we have, we drew over 200 this week. And as you know, we've been swamped with matches.
Well, part of the reason we're swamped is because you have a reputation for ensuring that everybody gets plenty of matches when they come to the World Seniors. Talk a little bit about how you set up the draws.
we added men and women's doubles last year. 2 years ago, actually. We incorporated the World Senior Doubles into this event. So this is truly a World Championship, which includes singles, doubles, and mixed doubles. Now, one can play in 3 events, but they have to be in one of the 3 categories. So you can't play 35 doubles and 30 doubles. You can play 35 or 30 doubles and 30 mixed. I can't play 2 singles. I can't play 2 age group doubles or 2 mixed. Yet we have probably 10 people who have played 3 events in this championships, and it can be a scheduling nightmare.
Absolutely.
We had a couple guys in their late 60s drop out of singles because they were going to play better part of 25 matches over 5 days, and that's just cruel. The quality of play has elevated over the years. There are very few cush matches.
Yeah, I agree. And it's something that we mentioned. Even just my experience having come, I think this is my 4th time. I first came in 2011. The standard it's harder and harder every year. And that's a good thing for the sport. Are we starting to see players from different countries making the trip and making it an annual event? We've got Guatemala, we've got Bolivia, Costa Rica, we've got Mexico, of course, just to name a few in Central South America. But then we also have people coming from Europe and Asia.
Correct. Historically, most of the foreign players lived in the States. That's not true anymore. John Farrell came from Australia this year. First time we've had Australia represented. And over the course of this event, we've had over 40 countries represented. This year alone, 16. John rarely plays the U.S. game of racquetball. So back home in Australia, he plays the Australian version, which was, as you know, coined last year by International Squash as
Squash 57.
Squash 57.
And in reference to that, I can say that I've been speaking with representatives in England about the possibility of next year having a kind of crossover event here at the World Seniors where they play racquetball and maybe some of us have the opportunity to play their sport because they want to come and see what racquetball is.
Sure.
Because there's so many players out there who are playing, our version of racquetball basically on a squash court. But at the same time, they're not allowed to hit it that low, and so it's a completely different style of play. It's more about endurance and tactical movement as opposed to racquetball, which can sometimes be relied on as power-based.
And we have reliable sources telling us that much of the activity on squash courts in certain pockets, like in Australia, New Zealand, and part of Great Britain, a good portion of the squash play is with that game, that discipline.
And we do have the rules of that, by the way, on our website, internationalracquetball.com. So if you're interested in that, you have a squash court. Check out the rules there. But I hope to see that become a reality. It'd be great to have more players coming from Europe, even if it's to experience racquetball as we play it for the first time.
Correct. Tim, we look forward to meeting again in November in Minneapolis.
Absolutely.
World Juniors.
Junior World Championships is going to be a very big event. It hasn't been in the United States, I think, since 2012, if memory serves me correctly.
Los Angeles.
And then in March/April, we'll be in Temuco, Chile for the Pan American Championships, followed by the World Championships in China. Probably June is what I'm hearing, but we'll confirm the dates once we know exactly when.
If they can make it off tourist season, that should certainly help financially. So this is a self-officiated tournament, folks. It's rare that we're going to have a third party intervene and call the score. Although in some of the championship matches tomorrow, we'll use markers to keep the crowd energized. Yeah, and intervene only if the two players cannot arrive at a decision.
Right, and a lot of times that decision is just, we're not sure, did that skip, did it roll it out? Both of them disagree, and then it's a replay situation a lot of times. And It's so good to see such competitive athletes, competitive players, and yet they're still willing to play fair. Good rally going on here. Oh, she couldn't get there. Side out.
Miss King on the left side, the lefty. She and her husband Larry moved here 2 years ago, and they're from Oregon, and their kids played with the Oregon youth program, which is arguably
one of the best.
Yeah, if not the strongest, then second place in the U.S.
That's a better ceiling ball.
And Miss Rios on the right-hand side, standing in the doubles court. She's playing 3 events.
I salute her. Having done it once, Gary, once was enough.
You can put it on your resume and kiss it goodbye, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's quite a feat to play in 3 events, because usually you're playing minimum 1, of course, but often 2 matches a day in your division. So you figure it out. She could be playing 6 matches in a day for 5 days, and it's a test of your fitness and mental strength and your ability to stay hydrated. It's an incredible effort to play 3 divisions, and like I said, I did it once. I survived it, and I learned my lesson, and not so much anymore.
Moving forward. It's exciting to see earlier, Tim, the history being made. We had the first ever 95 plus men's final today, and it was 11-10 tiebreaker in favor of Lake Westfall from Sun City, Arizona, Sun City West, I should say, over Bill Matatan from Albuquerque. Absolutely incredible. They were the show midday. They were interviewed by the local newspaper and television.
It was great to see. We got a little video of that we'll share on our Facebook page. If you haven't liked our Facebook page, make sure you do. International Racquetball Federation, to keep up to date with all the news and events that go on, and all we're doing to promote sport around the world. Racquetball, of course, is our sport, and we see so much growth in so many countries, and it's great to see. I think we'll see a kind of a record number of countries going to China. It's one that everybody is talking about, Gary.
Oh, I'm sure. We're recruiting people that haven't played in the Worlds for years, like Tony Onimole from Nigeria.
I heard somebody from Mauritius is planning on going.
Lauman Poule. He's playing in this event.
A little discussion about whether Rios got that or not.
Self-officiated, folks. Don't look at the crowd.
Second serve.
So that ball hit her partner on its route to the legal service area, and it's a dead ball. Second serve. It's a fault serve.
One of the things that players in the United States may not be familiar with is that as soon as the ball is served, you're allowed to exit the box. And so there's been some questions about that this week in terms of, are you allowed to get out that quickly? And the answer is yes, you can. As soon as that ball is served, you may leave. What a serve that was.
Textbook by Howard.
Let's see if he can do it again.
She told Howard not to do it again.
Oh, yeah, he didn't. And that's where some angles come into play. We mentioned it earlier where they could go to Howard's side on a wide angle rather than straight down the line, and you can see the angles just cause people to get twisted up a little bit. Half out. So Gary, as tournament director, people watching, why should they come to World Seniors? 35 plus obviously is the age division. Well, what's the draw? Why should somebody put this on their calendar before some of the other tournaments that are available?
From a playing standpoint, you're guaranteed X amount of matches, win, lose, or draw. All the points you scored are part of your legacy. So if I'm playing in match number 1, whatever I scored goes to match number 2, and it's cumulative. And so we determine the winners by the points you scored and the average number of points scored per match if there's uneven flights, if you will. But more recently, because of the staggering of divisions and the 3 different categories, we're not getting the same number of draws, say, in the singles that we used to. When we had singles only, for example, years ago, one time we had 55 players in the men's 45.
So what you're saying is people are opting to play doubles rather than singles.
A lot more, especially with the senior group, the older senior group. It's more social.
Less physical.
Can be, yeah, absolutely.
I also think it's pretty neat that you're representing your country. Your country's on the draw, so to speak, and that's important too.
Absolutely.
Knowing that people in your country are watching you and cheering for you, and so if you are from other countries, I take that chance, make the trip. We see people coming back time and time again. We spoke to Joanne Pomodoro this afternoon, and that was one of the things she said was just, I come back every year to see my friends.
Exactly. It's a lifetime sport, and we may make lifetime friends. We also have a couple of the federation presidents playing. Dr. Estuardo Ware from Guatemala is here.
Miguel Perea from Mexico. Of course, Luc Senange, the Secretary General of the IRF, is here playing.
Cheryl Kirk, who's on the U.S. Board of Directors and also part of the IRF board.
As is Joanne Pomodoro on the U.S. board.
As is Cindy Tilbury.
President of the NMRA, National Masters Racquetball Association.
Yeah, we work well with them. A lot of the people that are playing in this event play in theirs and vice versa.
Safety hold up there, good decision. There's a good shot, Howard Walker, left side. (7-3), I believe it's the score. Half out. Another point. They've won a lot of points on that left side with that lob serve. It's very effective. Let's see if he can repeat. It's another great serve. Rios hits the floor, but it was kind of half-hearted that time. Ball was already passed. She's enjoying herself, though. It's great to see. Three serving 8. I'd like to see a different serve. It's not been working. Put an angle on it maybe. Half Z, something like that, just to try something different. Good pickup off the back wall. And a good shot, a point. Wow. Look at that was awesome. Five eight. Yeah, it's too easy for her to return that. Oh, I don't think so. It skipped. It was close. They're creeping back in it. They were down 3-8. Oh, he almost got there. Groans from the crowd. Close, half out. Still 5-8.
Hold on. Sal.
Good shot, 6-8. Notice the high lob Z that time. Oh, excuse me, I think she said 7-8. Great pickup. Howard, it looked like he missed hit it, got away with it, but King put it down. 8-8. We got a game. Third and final game. Reminder, will we be back? We will be back tomorrow. 9-8. Lots of matches tomorrow. We'll be deciding the gold and silver in many of these divisions.
What's that?
Didn't quite make it. 8 serving 9. 8 serving 9. I think there was a hold-up replay. I didn't see it, says Howard. I love this court mic, Gary. Adds a new dimension so we can hear what they're saying.
This is great.
We'll have this court mic at the
Thanks.
juniors.
Many thanks to Mel West for providing the technology, Tim.
We're at 9-9. Absolutely, we can't thank him enough for coming up here and bringing his equipment. And this is the first time we've been able to live stream this event. And hopefully you appreciate what we're trying to do here at the IRF and really provide some coverage of tournaments that you wouldn't necessarily see or know too much about.
Correct.
10-9. Oh, she doesn't put it down. Excuse me, now it's 10-9. And Walker puts it down with a forehand pinch winner. They win this match. Hugs all around. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Gary Mazeroff, thanks for joining me.
Thank you, Tim.
A reminder, we'll be back tomorrow. We'll try and update you on when we'll be back up. It depends a lot on when we're playing matches as well, but we hope you stick with us, continue sharing our feed. But for now, Tim Baghurst and Gary Mazeroff, thanks for watching.